Do you know Professor Simon?
The guy in the big house up there? Not very well. I've seen him hiking around from time to time, and once in a while I walk by his house, but we haven't chit-chatted much. I think he's kind of a loner.
By the way, you wouldn't happen to know the password to get into Professor Simon's house, would you?
Password? What I usually say is, "Hey, Chow, I've come for my weekly package." Then I go in, grab the package of bear food the cook makes me, and hasta la vista. You may be asking yourself now, sure, it's for the bears and not for good old Ben himself? Well, it is. It's for the bears, and I can't believe you think that of me.
Could you tell me if there's more than one door leading into his house?
I can assure you it's not true. The wall goes around the perimeter of the house, and the only gate is the one by the intercom. I'm telling you, I went all the way around it with a mad bear in hot pursuit. Behind me.
Do you think they'd open up if I pretended I was you?
Since there's a camera as well as the intercom, and it wouldn't be good enough just to say you're me, I get the idea you're asking yourself. Will Ben lend me his bear suit so I can pass for him? Well, let me make things clear. The bear suit is sacred, and I don't lend it to anyone for anything in the world.
I think I can sneak into the house if I hide while you talk on the intercom.
You had a stroke of bad luck. I only get in thanks to the cook, but I saw him heading for Sicily this morning, like he always does on his day off. And he won't be back until at least tomorrow morning.
Getting back to what I was saying.
Yes.
Getting back to the topic of those berries and the salmon.
Uh-huh.
What did you say the effect of those berries was?
I don't know which ones I already mentioned, but they include dizziness, weak muscle, short-term memory loss, hallucinations, regressing back to your childhood.
Tell me how the salmon works as an antidote to the berry-induced intoxication again.
Actually, it's no big secret. You grab a raw salmon and chow down. End of story. You instantly get your memory back, your headache goes away, and on top of it all, you feel as giddy as if you'd had one whiskey too many.
Thanks, Ben, but I think you've told me all I need to know.
Okay, pal. What more can I do you for?
Forget it. Get back to your work.
Okie dokie. You know where to find me. If you don't see me around here, it's because I'm at home. You'll recognize the house. It's a typical ranger's cabin, raised several yards off the ground. Come by whenever you want. That way, you can try my homemade beer.
Thanks, Ben. See you around.
Okay.
What an unusual plant. I wonder what it's called. I can't take the whole plant. I'd have to uproot it and kill it. But I will take one leaf. I'll take it to my pal Rutger. He'll think it's way cool. Yeah, I'll take a look over there. Wow, I've never seen a completely frozen river before. I'll try not to walk across it just in case the ice breaks. That must be the cabin that Wazowski was talking about. I'll go take a look. It leads up to Wazowski's cabin. I'll just take a quick glance inside. It'd be better to leave the trapdoor open. Well, so this is what Wazowski's hidden den is like. Let's see what we can find around here. That must be quite useful if you live in the woods. I don't know. It might be a little heavy, and I'm starting to get tired of hauling junk all over the place. Though, on the other hand, this is one of those pieces of junk that could save my day at some point. Anyway, by lifting a bunch of junk like this, I won't need to join a gym. Wow, man. As far as I can see, the fuel gauge is at 0. Well, I'll grab the thing. after all that effort to get it into my pocket. I thought Wazowski was pulling my leg about that hockey thing, but I guess it's true. Sure, I bet I can use it somewhere. It's as good as new. I'll try not to wreck it. Those look like perfume bottles.
Newborn bear essence, pheromones of she-bear in heat, Republican bear extract.
They appear to be the essences that Wazowski was talking about. Now, don't take this the wrong way, but I bet some she-bear in heat pheromones could come in handy. I'll have to make sure not to spill a single solitary drop. Smelling like that goop with wild bears roaming around is the last thing I need. I'm not sure what it is, but it has East Asian characters on it. I don't think it'd be of any use. But what the heck? This isn't the first time I take something without knowing what I want it for. It'll be easier to carry if I roll it up. That must be the exit to a sort of outlook deck surrounding the cabin. Okay, let's go on out. I think that's an oil lamp. I don't know. I think the cold temperatures have broken it, but let's try anyway. Hey, it does work. It's a clear plastic tube. This kind of thing always seems to prove handy. I'll take it. In the end, it's the simple things in life that turn out to be the most useful. A guitar! Too bad I have no idea how to play. I have no idea how to play, but why not try? Wazowski hasn't tuned this thing for years. Okay, I could try to see what happens. Maybe if I turn these screws. Cool. Now it sounds much better. Whoa, was that me? Amazing. Someone must have instilled this talent in me without my knowledge. I'll try again, just in case I get lucky this time. That was strange, and the worst thing is I don't even know what I just played. But now that I think of it, it does sound familiar. Yep, there's no doubt about it. I've heard that tune before. This situation is insane. I have to get inside and speak with Professor Simon, no matter how. All right, I'll try again.
Who is it?
Hello, my name's Brian Basco. I need to speak with Professor Simon.
The man who knows does not speak.
He does not speak because the truth is he doesn't know.
Not interested.
Impossible. I have to figure out the password. There's no other way. It leads down the mountain to the road where we parked the snowplow. Give up? Not a chance. I have no intention of stopping until I can get Professor Simon to let us in so Joshua can pass on the message he brought. That's a security camera. Obviously, Professor Simon doesn't like unannounced guests. I don't think that's a swift idea. It'd probably just make things worse. I'm gonna go check on Joshua. This is gonna leave a gross aftertaste, but oh well. Yuck! Talk about needing a mint. It isn't full, but that should do. No, I'd better put the oil where it belongs. I don't want to carry that around if it's sticky with oil. That doesn't sound like a bright idea to me. I bet the chainsaw won't run on just gasoline alone. That idea is not good. I'll just approximate the amount of oil. Maybe it's my lucky day. Well, now my little mixture is all ready. Well, let's hope I made the mixture with the right proportions. Yes! It works! But I better turn it off for the time being. Hey, that might be a good idea. I know a guy who could be interested in that head. It's not exactly a bear head, but anyway. Now that I think of it, if I took off the antlers, it would look pretty much the same, wouldn't it? Okay, let's flex that muscle. Much better, yeah. Yeah, great idea. The knife's not very sharp, but I could use it to cut a lengthwise strip which could then be lifted like a visor. That way, whoever puts the head on can see where they're walking. Done. Hope it works. Darn, he seems to have fallen back into a dreamlike state. I'll have to shake him up a bit again. Trantor's been destroyed by a huge meteor.
No! Say it isn't true!
Nothing's happened to Trantor. You just need to eat some raw salmon to remember the password.
Raw salmon? A lunatic wouldn't eat that.
You have to do it. It's completely necessary.
Well, guess what? I'm not gonna.
Not even with some W ketchup and freedom fries?
Yuck! I can't stand ketchup. What I really like doesn't go with salmon. I'm more of a fiend for chocolate, shakes, vanilla ice cream, donuts, peanut butter, apple pie, maple syrup. caramel smoothies?
Is there no way to convince you?
No, Brian. I am a civilized person. A decent Tranto-Japanese American. And I don't eat raw animals. You think I'm some sort of polar bear?
What did you say you are? A Tranto what?
Tranto-Japanese American. A resident of Trantor. Of Japanese origin. Born in the United States. Quite a mix, isn't it?
Japanese? So you do have some Japanese blood in you?
Of course. What do you think? My ancestors were samurais. I believe my grandpa's the one who came to the States. But I haven't really studied the family tree.
Well, if you're Japanese whatever, you must love sushi, right?
Oh, hi, Brianson. Mackerel, tuna, halibut, octopus. It's almost the only gourmet food I enjoy, besides desserts.
What about salmon? Do you dig salmon sushi?
Well, if there's nothing else swimming around, yeah, I'll eat it with pleasure. By the way, did I mention I'm dying of starvation?
I'll get you a salmon, or my name's not Brian. Don't you worry, you'll be getting ready for the most delicious plate of sushi you've ever had in a jiffy.
Oh, dear Brian, we geniuses don't cook. If nobody's around to make our meals, we just order out for pizza or bite our nails. But under no circumstances would we waste any time on something as mundane as cooking.
Wow, he was hard to convince, but this is better than nothing. I have no choice but to look for someone who will teach me to make salmon sushi. Listen, Ben.
Well, what's on your mind?
You wouldn't happen to know how to make sushi, would you?
Well, as you guessed, I don't know how. And go figure, because I've been to Japan a couple of times, but I know nothing beyond traditional cooking. In steak with mashed potatoes, I have eyes for nothing more.
And I'm assuming you don't have a book with the recipe for salmon sushi?
The sushi? Not as I recall. But if you want, I have a great one for grilled salmon. I could win the Iron Chef with that recipe, especially if the salmon's fresh.
Do you know anyone in this area who knows how to make it?
If anyone would know about that, it's Professor Simon's cook. I think he's from China, somewhere around there. But today is his day off, so I doubt you'll find him around. Well, then there's Archibald, but if I were you, I wouldn't want to meet him.
Archibald? Who's that?
Some say he's either Bigfoot, a serial killer, a 200-pound gremlin, or a war criminal. People say the darndest things. Satch, the pizza guy from Sicily, says he saw him a short while back. He was coming to deliver some pizzas to me when he heard a noise in the back of his pickup. When he got out, he saw a running shadow and chased it until he lost sight of it. When he returned to the pickup, they'd stolen the pizzas and opened up the engine. He couldn't get the pickup started, so he had to leave it around here somewhere. He's sure it was Archibald, but actually it could have been anybody.
Do you know what Archibald looks like?
The last thing I heard is he's 6'7", has a flat head, green skin, and a body full of scars.
Do you have any idea how I can find him?
No, pal. You don't find Archibald. He finds you. You may be asking yourself, why is Ben saying that? Well, because that's what happened to me. Not once, but twice.
So, you say you've seen Archibald?
No, amigo. I didn't tell you I had seen him, but that I'd been with him. As for seeing him the way I see you now, never.
What happened the first time you met Archibald?
The first time? Oh yeah, it was Christmas Eve. I picked up my guitar, went out on the balcony, sipped down a mug of beer, and started singing A Christmas Carol. I hadn't finished the first bar when I felt a sharp object in my back. as a whispering voice told me.
John Lennon sang Christmas carols much better than you, and look where he ended up. Your end may be much more cruel and imaginative.
I stopped playing and asked, "You're Archibald, aren't you?" But there was nobody there.